Alright guys, today we're making some Bumba fried rice. Now, make no mistake here, this is a poor man's white rice. If you were looking for an actually legitimate, quality, high-tier fried rice, this is not the video. Now, I used to cook this meal pretty much almost every day, especially when I was living at my apartment a few years back making these videos. This is a great pre and post workout kind of meal, honestly, especially if you're using a lot of extra eggs like I do. It's super cheap to make, and I'm just gonna teach you guys how to actually season and fry the rice, get the flavor down, and then you guys can throw in whatever kind of creations you wanna make after that. Normally I would chop up some steak too, or something like that. Throw steak in there with it, but honestly, especially if you use extra eggs, you get plenty of protein in this meal. Now, I already cooked my rice, and if I have to teach you how to cook rice, get the fuck out of here. Literally, the dumbest people on this planet can cook pretty damn good rice, so if you can't figure it out, then you're not gonna be able to do anything in this video. Pro tip, use a blend of long grain rice with jasmine rice. Do about 2/3 long grain, 1/3 jasmine, that's the ratio just about. You don't have to wash it. I usually don't. I did wash this rice because I had a little extra time today, but I don't really give a shit. It's not dirty, that's just starch. Another pro tip, get yourself a wok. It's pretty useful, I'm not gonna lie. It's literally designed for cooking this. It seems like a lot of different ingredients and a lot of different steps, but I promise it's not as complicated as it looks. And like I said, super cheap, really good tasting meal. Normally you would want to use fresh ingredients, but I'm just going to substitute shit that's always sitting around in the cabinet because, like I said, keep this cheap, easy. I made this nearly every other day. You know, I can't be out buying fresh anything, really. I mean, it was a struggle. I'm going to list all of the ingredients you'll need in the description, but until then, you can just follow along. Damn, that is so smooth. Not sponsored. This is my first time trying Maker's Mark, and my mom grabbed this bottle a while back. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. So you want to warm the pan up, some low heat, all right? And you want to get your eggs ready. Chances are you're not gonna have a super powerful stove at home, so it usually benefits you to just make all the ingredients separately and kind of combine them. I prefer my eggs over easy, so I usually don't even cook the eggs until the very end to top the rice off with. But we're being authentic here, so I'm just gonna cook the eggs in with the rice, and I'm gonna scramble them out of convenience. You wanna make sure you don't fully cook the eggs or fully cook anything you prepare in advance because it's gonna keep cooking as you throw it all in. So like I said, low heat, and you're gonna need oil, of course, to fry the rice. This is canola oil. I know it says vegetable. It's just refilled. Pretty much any oil will work except olive oil. I mean, don't get me wrong, the olive oil will work, but why the fuck would you do that in an Asian meal? Even just butter is fine, and personally, I like to start off with butter because, for the eggs. You just need some grease, man, And remember, always throw the eggs in immediately after throwing in cold oil. Cold oil will make it so that eggs don't stick to your pan. I know, life hack. Now I'm gonna top it with some more eggs, so we're just gonna crack 2 of them for now. Maybe the pan's a little hot, too. Let me turn that down a bit. You can hear it sizzling. Now just cook the eggs and have your rice ready. Have everything ready because a lot kind of goes into this, so you don't want to be running around while shit's cooking. I'm just going to lightly scramble them now. Remember, you don't want them to get fully cooked just yet. That should be about good. Now keep it on low-ish heat because we're about to toss in the rice. Get your oil ready to get this greased up. If it starts to look dry, just add more oil as you go. But usually a nice healthy amount from the beginning is good enough. Now we're throwing in the rice and just start breaking it up, especially if you're using leftover rice like you're supposed to. Break it up, stir it around, just start frying it a bit, mix it in with everything. Get all that oil on it. I do not have pro wok flipping skills despite my experience. All right, we're gonna go quick with some of these ingredients. The key is in the seasonings here. So start off, you're supposed to use white pepper, but this is shit that's usually in my cabinet. I don't go out and buy fucking white pepper. I just hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Who gives a shit, Normally you would use fresh garlic, but hey, garlic powder. Now see, is that not a clever substitute? Just hit it with some garlic powder on the top. And you're supposed to use fresh onions, green onions, or just chopped up onions. But like I said, keeping it cheap, easy. We're using minced onion because it's a seasoning I happen to have. Substituting a lot of things here, I know. Just work it into the rice. Make sure everything still stays moist. And if it starts to cook too much too fast, turn the pan down, adjust heat as necessary. We're going based off feeling here, right? There's no measurements. Now after you work in the seasonings and the rice is fried up a bit, you wanna mash it kind of into this almost like a ball, just like kind of get it all up like that. Whoa. And now another pro tip, you wanna use dark soy sauce with light soy sauce. Now, light soy sauce is the usual shit you'll find at every American supermarket. You should be able to find dark soy sauce most places too, though. But you just gotta make sure it's dark soy sauce you're grabbing. You wanna use a mix of both of them, and you set it in on the sides of the pan. When you pour the soy sauce in on the sides, it starts to caramelize it or whatever, some shit like that. It starts to cook the soy sauce a bit. That adds flavor, and then, work it into the rice. If it looks like it needs more, pour some more. Like right here, actually, I think I could use a little more. Maybe that was a little too much. Turn down the heat a bit, adjust accordingly. All right, now this right here is the single most important ingredient. This ingredient is what will make it taste like restaurant quality fried rice. We're talking about MSG, of course. Now, you can't find it in most American supermarkets. Find an Asian market, wherever you gotta go. This shit really is a difference maker. MSG is the GOAT. I put this shit on nearly everything, I'm not even gonna lie, especially my steaks. It goes really good on meat. I have very little left, but still goes a long way. Just kind of season it across the top, go off feeling here. Just kind of get it around in there. Good old MSG. Work it in, work it in. Next, we're gonna hit it with some fish sauce. Now, watch out with fish sauce. This is really strong, okay? A little goes a long way, trust me. Don't overdo it, few drops. That's it, that's literally it. Another very authentic Asian flavor. And then now, at this point, you wanna mash it up into kind of a ball again, just kind of get it around. And traditionally, you would want to deglaze with what's called Shaoxing wine, I believe it is. I don't have any of that, but I do happen to have mirin. I use mirin as a substitute whenever it's convenient. Just kind of work it into the side a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, Little goes a long way. Work it into the rice. And then at the end, the last important ingredient, you want to get toasted sesame oil. Sesame oil will work fine, but toasted sesame oil is really where it's at. You just want to give it a tiny little drop, tiny bit. Not too much, not just a drop, but just a tad bit. And this is gonna give it a really smokier kind of flavor. We've killed the heat already too. You can kill the heat, then throw in the sesame oil. And there you have it. Get yourself your bowl. Bon appetit. And this is also where I'll come in, throw on a bunch more over easy eggs, especially for the protein. It's really nice when you get a gooey egg, it just kind of gets all in the rice. We're gonna give this a quick taste though. Fucking immaculate. I swear this tastes so much better than just plain rice. And it's not that much more unhealthy than plain rice. I mean, minus all of the fat from the oil and anything else you add to it. But the seasoning's the bulk of the flavor here, And normally I make mine with 5 or 6 eggs for the protein, but we already threw 2 in there, so we'll just cook 3. Normally I would throw the MSG on the eggs too, but sadly we are all out. Pro egg cracking skills. 1 tap. Everyone knows the rules. One tap. Oh shit, I got the pan on a little high. That was on way too high, I'm not gonna lie. You could also throw some salt in while you're seasoning the rice. But I like to go a little hard on the MSG, and the MSG is kind of salty. Alright, we just take this, get that in the rice. Look at that. Some Bumba fried rice right there. Now this is just for me, but of course, if you want to feed a whole family, just make more. So much flavor, especially with the eggs. This is more of a post-workout portion. Normally I would cook a little less than this if it was a pre-workout. But yeah, this shit's super cheap and easy to make, honestly. Go try it. You're welcome.